Hello, everybody, and welcome to the official podcast of the Clueless Sluggers League, or as we're calling it, the CSL Scoop. Let's introduce ourselves. Hello there, I'm one of your co hosts. My name is Luke Origins, and I am the general manager for the Origin Angels. And joining with me today is.
I am Camroc and I am the manager of the Camroc crew.
And joining us today
In
on today's first ever episode, we have the commissioner of the league and the general manager of the Popcorn Penguins, Popcorn Party Leader. Say hello, Popcorn.
Hello, I'm eating chips right now.
Hell yeah. And also joining us, we have the coach of the Whispered Know-It-Alls, Phantom. Say hello, Phantom.
Hey y'all.
Camroc, to be real, me and Camroc have had the idea of doing a podcast for a long time coming, so this is what we call long-term storytelling. Anyway, Camroc, do you want to lead the discussion today?
oh, okay. I have a nice interview for Popcorn. Just a chill interview. Nothing mad. But Popcorn, what made you decide to set up the Mario Sluggers League in the first place?
The first time we got set up, it was probably back around June of last year. I was bored out of my mind and I wanted something to do. And so I was like, hey, I know that I'm aware that people run CPU leagues, and I was like, well, I could probably do it better than most of them, so here we are.
Yeah, that's true. And as we all know, a lot of work goes into making it because we all know that much effort. But what would you say would be the hardest thing that had to be done for this league?
The hardest thing is trying to get all 9 of you in the same space at the same time, because I have to juggle Pacific Standard Time, Central Standard Time, Eastern Standard Time, Argentina time, and 5 people who have London Standard Time. So
Yeah. So like
that is a time difference. So right now, for one person it is 1:10 p.m. in the afternoon, and for the Europeans it is 9:10. So there is a 8-hour discrepancy.
That is fair. And talking about a community, like when you created the first Douglas League in HSL, which we won't linger for too much on, but what kind of like community and atmosphere did you envision for this league?
I mean, I mostly just envision just like there's a place for us to just have, like a hangout place for where we can just like talk, like just basically give something for people to talk about and just discuss and keep passionate about, since sports are inherently passionate and can get emotional, because that's the point of them, that you
Yeah,
get invested, you get like it, and you get tied down to a team, and then you start rooting for them. I mean, that's why I ran other CPU things by myself, because I
yeah,
think, plus it's just fun.
yeah. And would there be like, was there a single moment that you just thought to yourself, yes, this has succeeded, that like this actually
Um,
worked?
the first time I thought that was probably mm, was after the first week I ever did, because it was chaotic. I had 2 people weren't even there. No one knew what they were doing. Well, most people didn't know what they were doing, but I still had a blast doing week one. And so just knowing that, hey, I did one week. I did it. It worked out well. Now I can actually see how the rest of it goes.
Yeah,
And
and
what so after the first set of games, I was like, okay, yeah, I think this is this is working.
yeah, and I'm sure things, and I'm sure there's some other controversies and all that, but which we again will not talk about. But when disagreements or issues happen, how would you deal with them?
Um, Whenever there's something that I have, like something that a conflict arises, I try to look at it from a neutral perspective. Like, for example, if 2 people are having, like 2 GMs are having problems with one another, I try to like see like from a neutral standpoint, okay, who's in the right, who's in the wrong, and typically there's both points have valid arguments typically. So like, hey, I like come in and be like, hey, you are arguing about a Mario baseball league. It's not that deep. Just
Exactly, and
just just drop it
and
and move on. And if it gets a bit more serious, then I'll like put my foot down and be like, hey, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and actually, I've also wondered like the league stuff. Is there anything like an aspect of the league that you wanted to be there, but it's never worked the way you intended and just never worked?
Yeah, like there's been plenty of times like when I want to have like specific stats to be tracked, but I couldn't do that for one reason or another. And there's been times. I mean, there's also the amount of time I wanted to have custom textures in. Like I tried doing that the first two times I did this didn't work, and I didn't even figure out how to do it until like midway through the third one. The third one I did.
Yeah, and so to be almost like the second penultimate question I have here, um, when creating, if you were to go back with the knowledge you have now to the first Sluggers League you made, what would you do differently that you just didn't do then, but you did do now?
I mean, I'd probably just do. If, I mean, if I just went back to the first season, I would just make sure it's a lot more organized, and I would just have do everything I've done for this one so far. Just make it organized, ask everyone like all the questions, like make sure everyone's on top of what they need to do and what I need from them, and also to make sure that hey, let me know if you need help with something. I would, because I'm like I said, I'm always open to help someone, but I think I would be able to manage it a lot better because I know what I have to do.
And my last question is, what is your expectations for the Penguins this season?
Um, Pretty cautiously optimistic because I've done multiple tests, like simulations and practices with this team, and they've done very well. I mean, I played the Phantoms twice in two exhibition games, and we won both those games. One of them we won in a dramatic fashion, which I'm sure Phantom can attest to that once you talk to him. But
Yeah,
the other one was a lot more of a how should I put this? An ass kicking.
yeah. Well, that's all we have for the interview section. If Blaze wants to unmute now,
And
okay, there
now
we
it's
go.
time to get a lot less formal, as now it's time to talk about the first thing that has happened in this league, the draft. So, to give a little bit of context, there are 10 teams in this league split into two conferences. In the Fire Conference, we have the Penguins, managed by Popcorn. We have the Revolutionaries, managed by Gaza. We have the Lilies, managed by a new player called Memes. I say new player because it's a player that wasn't involved in the previous league. We have the Knights, which are managed by a player named One and Only, and also coached by a player known as Input. And then in the Ice Conference, we have my team, the Angels, TT's team, the Tacticians, Rin's team, the Chorus, Lightning's Legionnaires, and finally the Whisper Know-It-Alls, managed by Reese and Phantom. So, the draft. We're only going to go through the first round of draft picks before just talking about stuff that happened at the draft. First off, I gotta say, I loved the atmosphere for the draft. Everyone was just in good form. Everyone was excited. I showed up in a suit, in the two-piece, like I always do.
I can't believe I missed that.
Did the
Camroc was
whole
at a
deal.
Cam was at I think it was a christening that day.
Yep, and I was
It was a cousin christening.
unable to attend.
Rin showed up in a dress and I showed up in a suit. It was a very formal event. Camroc, what would you have shown up in if you were actually able to attend the draft? What would you showed up in?
If I would have attended that thing, I probably would have worn it. Honestly, I would love to say, oh, I would have showed up in a suit and all, but honestly, I probably would have just showed up in my normal clothes.
And it was also a very cool moment because I got to meet a lot of the other GMs for the first time, such as Memes and Reese briefly. Reese briefly popped his head into the draft, but mostly Reese left everything up to Phantom. How'd you find basically handling the draft for Reese?
So this wasn't my first draft. In fact, I've done a few others, and this was probably my best draft, I'd say. After I kind of noticed the tone of it all, I was just like, all right, yeah, I'm going to be able to perform my plan, which was get Petey and then go from there. So,
So with that in mind, do you guys want to go through each of the first 10 draft picks and just talk about where their teams went from there?
Let's do it.
all right.
All right, so starting off, the Lightning Legionnaires were graciously bestowed the first pick. Also, Popcorn, I gotta ask, how did you decide the randomness of the thing? Did you just put it on a wheel, or what's the story?
randomcombination.com.
Oh, I see. I thought you just selected it via dartboard.
Randomcombination.com. I literally just
Then
I put everyone's names in there and just typed down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 gaming combinations.
and you went with the first one you got.
I went with the first one that was actually successful.
Okay, so with that in mind, Lightning was given the first pick of the draft, and shocking absolutely no one, he took Bowser as his
Yeah.
first pick and as his captain. So,
I
fun
think that was
fact,
quite obvious for everyone.
yeah, it was fairly obvious. Camroc, in that interview there, Camroc mentions to Popcorn that he had run a previous league before. In that league, there was 3 seasons. Bowser was the captain of the winning team for all 3 of those seasons, and Popcorn is very familiar with that because Bowser was your old captain. Bowser... And, so do you think Lightning already has an immediate advantage because he has Bowser on his team? Do you think that puts him at a very... Did you think that puts him on a pedestal?
I mean, absolutely, Bowser is. I think everyone here can agree Bowser is the best player you can get for a baseball team. He has
Yeah.
great PS.
But I think
He
I
has
hope-
amazing hitting, insane chemistry. He is very versatile. You can put him in the outfield. He has a strong arm. In the infield, he has a big hitbox, and with his chemistry, odds are you will probably have Kempos at first and second base.
yeah.
Well,
For
third base.
me,
But I don't think.
I
that-
think Bowser
sorry,
and
go
PD
ahead.
are tied. I think Bowser and PD are tied for their ranking overall. But yeah, no, if I'm Lightning, I can't even be mad that I got Bowser.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
think
can't
though,
even...
in my opinion, like okay, Bowser probably one of the best players, but that doesn't mean he's like unstoppable because he has been stoppable in the past.
Well, no, I can
Like he
I can tell you
is
right now.
very much stoppable.
tell you right now, Bowser, he's able to be stopped. Like, but the problem is, the way to stop him is just to neutralize the people around him. Because
Yeah.
as long as he doesn't have anyone on base, his charge cam is neutralized. The problem with that he has chem with almost the anyone who is even remotely associated with turtles. If they are if they are a turtle or turtle adjacent, odds are they have chemistry with Bowser.
Yeah. We'll just have
Alright.
to see what happens, how Bowser performs in the season. Just have to watch
Especially
and
seeing as the supporting cast that Lightning drafted for Bowser. Okay, I swear this entire podcast isn't just going to be us taking pot shots at people's draft picks, but is it just me, or did Lightning play the draft very safe?
I would agree, it's very safe.
Yeah,
No.
But again, like safe isn't always bad though, in my opinion, because like safe works a lot of the time, but it's probably at the like final edge when you need a risk. It's probably where he falls.
And like we're just going to briefly go over Lightning's team here before we actually go on to what the team actually looks like now, because the story doesn't end at the draft. So moving on, the Tacticians were owed the second pick, and shocking absolutely no one, TT wanted Mario back on his team.
I
Yeah.
think that was a bad play by TT.
I think that was a poor
personally think
decision.
that was a very bad play by TT.
Yeah. I mean,
And by the way, in this podcast, we're not trying to clown on anyone. We're just trying to
Oh,
analyze.
don't worry, we're going to clown on ourselves. Like the 4 of us
Yeah.
aren't spared of judgment either.
Yeah, no.
We're just trying to analyze and from a perspective.
okay.
Yeah,
Here's the thing. I
well,
know everyone's okay. I know everyone says TT made a bad choice. He did. He absolutely. I think he did. But somehow, this guy, no matter who he has on his team, just gets all the bounces goes his way. I don't know how, but he does, and he knows how to use this team. He's had Mario, he's had Peach, and he's had Yellow Pianta, his Onimi, and Yellow Toad with him every single season. He knows how to play with these players,
Yeah.
so he knows how to, he knows how what their strengths are, and
Yeah, that's the
especially
thing is,
their
yeah.
weaknesses.
I think he's going for experience. Like he's going for what he knows rather than what he doesn't know.
Yeah.
I mean, the Tacticians have a decent enough track record. They've reached the postseason a fair few times, so who knows? It's just, I will say this though, we knew. I feel like there was like a silent agreement among the GMs. Yeah, we ain't letting TT get every single Toad on his team again. Like the only other Toad besides Yellow to make it onto TT's team was Toadette.
Yeah.
Mm.
Si-
Well,
si-
it's
silent.
not really it's not a silent agreement. It's just the fact that everyone knows that Toads are good slap hitters. So if you want a slap hitter, you odds are you want a Toad because they have.
Hence
they can
why,
just-
hence why me and Popcorn both have a Toad on our team.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Moving on to the other teams, Camroc turned a lot of heads in the Discord call because if you notice, you'll probably notice from when the game started, Camroc Crew's logo has a lot of Wario motif on it. Camroc shocked, I want to say, half the VC by not taking Wario with his first round pick. Camroc took Donkey Kong with his first round pick. Camroc, why give up on Wario?
I think because because I was in previous HSL in the previous league, like Wario was there, but he never actually performed. He had one or two moments, but he never like through season one. The first I cannot name a single moment where Wario actually helped me. So I had to I basically had to decide Wario or Donkey Kong, and I had to think back who benefited my team more, and it was just Donkey Kong. So I had to go with Donkey Kong.
Which kind of pisses me off a little bit because I was gonna gun for Donkey Kong because I was going off the assumption you were just gonna draft Wario again. So you threw a massive wrench in the works here with that pick. And as for the rest of the draft, Camroc, the rest of your draft was also amazing because then you got Funky Kong with your second round pick, then Diddy / Senor Kong with your third round pick, and then you got all the other pieces you need. And then you got Ice Garden as your stadium.
I would like to say, it was not my original choice. I did have my number two. It was a mistake. It was a lapse of judgment. I made many mistakes.
A lapse in judgment is an understatement.
Yeah, you like what happens? I'm gonna draft a team that is fully relying on charge cam and has the monkey that can hit the thing to the moon, and I'm gonna get the thing with the stadium with the farthest wall.
You
See,
picked. You could have picked Cruiser. You could have
See,
picked Stadium. And
I'll
you
tell you.
didn't pick
I'll tell
either
you
of
what I was
those?
thinking. I'll tell you now what I was thinking. I was thinking, what am I known for? I'm known for being annoying and just being reckless. I'm like, what's the most annoying track I know? Oh, Ice Garden. But then I picked him thinking, oh great, I got Ice Garden. I can piss people off with this. But then it came to my attention that I actually nerfed the fuck out of my team. So I was like, ah, shit.
You were kind of stuck there, but
Yeah.
that's a discussion. That's a discussion for when we talk about the trades that happened after the draft. I will say this though, Cam. Probably one of the biggest reactions of the night was when when your draft pick came up and we saw that you got an Ice Garden. Everyone was like, "What is Camroc doing? He's selling the bag. What is he doing?"
No, I was very mad because I don't like Ice Garden.
Like it was the equivalent of running basically a full Olympic race perfectly and then tripping over your shoelaces at the finish line.
I mean,
But
Lightning screwed me over there. I'm gonna blame Lightning for that.
yeah, Lightning. Blame Lightning. All right, moving on to the fourth overall pick. The Whisper Know-It-Alls, surprising no one, again, another highly sought after pick, and one that kind of pains my heart a little bit. They took PD Piranha with the first round pick. So, Phantom, how do you think the PD situation is going?
The PD situation's going great. I knew it was either I wasn't getting KB or I wasn't getting Wiggler. So with PD, me and Reese kind of just silently agreed, go for whichever one of those two is left and go from there. And well, I think this team probably one of the best I've ever drafted. In hindsight, I would have liked Daisy over Waluigi.
I mean, to be fair, you also got King Boo and well, you had Blue Critter on your team, but I think
I
Blue
did-
Critter falling to the third round was crazy though.
I feel like
Yeah.
for when we go through the teams, we should look at the draft as it was rather than the trades.
Yeah.
We'll get to the trades later.
All right,
Yeah.
we'll get to the trades later. I think the rest of your draft went really well. Like you saw that Waluigi was your captain, and you made the most of it. You got Purple Toad, you got Purple Yoshi, which is one of the changes we made to the league. You made the most of your draft, basically.
Yeah.
Moving on
and-
to another team. All right, you want to say something else?
And well, overall, now looking after how the mocks have gone, I have faith in this team. I think we're making the postseason. We might not win it all, but we're making the postseason.
And that's a point that I'm going to agree with on. Moving on to the 5th pick of the draft, the Knights with their number 1 pick. Again, surprising no one. I had the draft predicted for like the weeks leading up to this. It was like, okay, Lightning's taking either Bowser or K. Rool. TT gets Mario. Camroc gets Wario. Flipping the know-it-alls take either Bowser or K. Rool, whoever gets drafted, and then the Knights get Petey. It was something along those lines, and I was right. The Knights took K. Rool with their first round pick. Do you think the Knights made the right call here with K. Rool as their first pick?
Yes, the
Absolutely.
fuck?
You can't really go wrong. You can't really go wrong. with K-Rool.
If they didn't take K. Rool, I would be looking at one and only. Like, what are you doing letting K. Rool drop this low? K. Rool shouldn't drop to below the 6th pick, in my opinion. But, yeah.
Then adding onto that, in the next round, he managed to snag up Brown Critter.
I mean, yeah, there was going to be a critter left over. Like, there was guaranteed to be one.
Brown Critter, in my opinion, is the best critter. So yeah, no, that's a lethal combination right there.
As that being said, though, maybe this is just me. The rest of the Knights team isn't well. There are, to be fair, the rest of the Knights team are like main event power hitters, but like they're base runners to get the bases loaded up for K. Rool and Brown Critter. So, in a way, I think the Knights handled the draft fairly well. Also, taking Yoshi Park as their flippin' home stadium, hoo boy.
We're not gonna have fun. I'll just say that now.
Yeah. Hey, I'm.
Then
Then the fire. Fuck. Then the fire college.
Yep, they're in your conference, buddy. That's a problem you have to deal with.
Hey, what conference is Ice Guard in?
Oh God, it's in my conference.
What? Once again, why did you pick Ice Guard?
Oh, there's not camp. But,
Yeah.
All right, moving on. With the 6th overall pick in the draft, I knew I wanted a captain with my first overall pick, and if I knew that I wasn't going to get Donkey Kong, I opted instead for Bowser Jr. because I never had Jr. on my team before, and I wanted to try something. I want to try something different. I think the draft went fairly well for me, aside from one thing: popcorn sniping boomerang bro from me.
yeah, I'm gonna touch on this when we get to me.
Yeah, we'll get to you in a sec. Other than that, I think what? I wanted Bowser Jr. and I wanted Dark Bones. I got those guys. I got DK Jungle. I wasn't even planning on drafting him, but seeing as he was left over, I even managed to get Toadsworth back on my team. So
Yeah, which you love.
Which you evidently love.
yeah, the draft could have gone better for me, but seeing as I was stuck in the middle of the draft, I think I made the most of it.
I feel like if you looked at your thing, it probably wouldn't be the ideal team you would have wanted. But honestly, given your position being like in the middle of the pack, you did well.
You're not getting what you want if you're middle of the pack, so.
Yeah, I knew I wasn't gonna get Petey. I knew people like Petey, Funky. Most of those were probably not on the cards for me. And also, the reason I went with the thing is though, I wanted the captain first because we have a rule in the draft. It was in the ASA called Yoshi Clause, where if the number of teams that need a captain is equal to the number of captains left over in the draft, those teams have to use their next pick on the captain. So I wanted to just nope the problem of Yoshi Clause and just take Junior as straight away.
Actually, my question is, did any team get affected by the Yoshi Clause?
I got
yes.
I knew. That was.
Yes,
Okay.
it was the Penguins. It was the Penguins, the Lilies, the Knights, and the Know-It-Alls that got affected by Yoshi Clause.
Yeah, and I wonder that Yoshi Clause kind of almost like hinder the plan a little bit.
It did. For me, it was. I really did not want any of those 3 captains. I would have preferred to have Daisy. I would have preferred to have Birdo, but when I saw Birdo was got drafted first round, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna let Yoshi Claus happen. I'm just gonna let it run its course.
And then,
Exactly.
on that, I had a plan originally, and when Bowser got drafted, that plan was went out the window. So I was like, I'm just gonna get. Well, at this point, the captain does an extra bonus. I don't care who I get. Because this situation is not ideal. So
Yeah.
I'll just settle with whatever captain I end up with.
Which ended up being Daisy.
Yeah. And speaking of which, we have memes next, right?
Yeah,
with
memes
Memes
drafted
picked.
Hammer Bro with their first round pick. And
I find that
Good
very
first
odd.
Yeah,
Good.
great first round. Frustratingly, a good pick. Incredibly frustrating, good pick.
I'm
Mhm.
glad. Here we go. I'm glad we have someone in the call that disagrees with that. Camroc, why are you iffy about the Hammer Bro pick?
I think as a first pick, it's a bit odd because I don't think
But memes
I
was seventh, right?
yeah, but I don't think
Yes.
anyone else. Maybe it was a position he was in, and I'm sure he had a plan going in. But I just feel that it could have been a better first pick. Now,
I
if I,
remember when I drafted Junior, Lily said, damn it, I was going to take Bowser Jr. I think literally memes and popcorn were on the same train of thought, and me
yeah,
taking Junior forced them to pivot.
yeah, but I
No,
wondered
I was already pivoting
yeah,
once
but
I knew it
I
was gonna be
wondered
best for you.
did he panic a little bit when you chose Bowser Jr. and thing?
Yeah, he was.
No, I can get. He did what my plan was like, okay, just I'll do this plan. I'll just take Brown Jr. out of it. 'Cause the plan that I'm assuming me and Memes both had. Because Memes' team is similar to the plan I had.
Yeah,
It does not require Bowser Jr. to function. It was just an added bonus.
yeah. So
moving on to the eighth pick, we get to Popcorn, who drafted Fire Bro with his first round pick. Walk us through that, Popcorn.
Yeah. So when the draft order was first announced, the team I originally ran was a was anchored down by Firebro and Red Critter, and I knew of those two, the one that would be about a lot better to be on my team immediately is obviously Firebro, just because that's an insane. He has an insane to hit trajectory, insane power, and has Cam with Magic Cubits. I was pretty sure I could get a Magic Cubit in the draft,
Which you did.
but after that, I kept running and I'm like, wait a minute, I can do the same. I can do all of this, but with Hammer Bro and Green Critter, because they're all green, and Luigi will probably be a captain that's available. So I'm like, okay, I'll just go to focus on a green team. And come to find out, Hammer Bro gets taken literally one pick before mine.
oh,
So
that is
I
rough.
had to pick at the drafting Ice Bro, which honestly may have been a blessing in disguise, because now instead of that I have Boomerang Bro.
Which, jumping ahead a little bit here, Popcorn said that was literally one round off from getting Hammer Bro sniped from him. Popcorn sniped Boomerang Bro a mere 2 rounds before I planned on
Picks.
taking Boomerang
Picks.
Bro.
2 picks.
2 picks away from taking Boomer. Thanks off for correcting me. Second of all, literally, the gap in between me and Boomerang Bro was literally Green Critter. Literally, Popcorn. As soon as Popcorn took Boomerang Bros, like I just knew, oh, this draft's gonna get rough. This is gonna be like at this point, get what I need and get out of there. Moving on to our second to last first round pick. With his first pick of the draft, Gaza took Birdo.
Yeah.
Again,
Actually,
shocking no
I
one.
think
I was
also
upset with this.
Gaza was very negative going into the draft, but I think he's gotten more positive after the draft.
Yeah.
Because he was saying how cooked he was before the draft. He was telling me how cooked and screwed he was. But I think he's actually done well, considering his position.
Yeah, Gaza wanted. I can tell for ages Gaza has wanted Birdo on his team, and now he finally. I feel like Gaza got exactly what he needed from the draft. He wanted Birdo.
He
wanted
did not. He
Wiggler.
did not. He did not. He did not.
What was he missing?
I
What was he missing?
I think Phantom can attest to this. Gaza, desperately, he wanted Birdo, Wiggler, and a pipe dream that was King Boo. He wanted King Boo really badly. But
Yeah,
2 out of 3.
no.
2 out of 3
Yeah, but-
ain't bad.
yeah, but Phantom, everyone knows, especially Phantom when he was drafting in the second round. Yeah, King Boo is a good player, but with his chem, he can be a great player.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
so, and
I think also Gaza had to improvise with much of his choices as well near the end.
yeah, like I can say, I was improvising my plans right after number 10.
Yeah, it was probably. I think the position Gaza was ninth is a very tricky because I know you probably get the second pick very fast, but Like you're not going to get the first pick you wanted, which may affect everything.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And finally, to cap off the first round of the draft, we'll just do both these picks because Rin basically did these picks back to back. Going into the draft, I was actually talking to Rin well before the draft. Rin was actually really nervous going into the draft because Rin had built a team around Mario, and as soon as I saw that TT was second and Rin was 10th, I was thinking, oh god, Rin's not getting Mario, isn't she? So I told her, make the most of the draft. And then, literally, Camroc, the minute I learned that you weren't taking Wario and you were taking DK, I immediately texted her and saying, I am not making this shit up. Camroc is not taking Wario. You might be able to get Wario. Because Rin loves Wario. Loves the Wario Land games. I think Wario Land Shake It is one of Rin's favorite games of all time. And she loves the
And I
WarioWare
think
games.
if I couldn't get Wario, I'm glad she did.
I'm glad she
Yeah.
did as well.
I mean, yeah, but like,
And then Rin announced her second pick was Red Critter, and that sent shockwaves across the draft.
it makes no
Kahoot!
sense. It makes no sense. Why would she draft? It makes no sense.
I
Me.
saw Red Critter was. I saw there was a critter still there. Was like, I might not get a critter.
Cause I was gonna draft Red Critter. That was my next pick. But I'm like, okay, there's no way Ray's gonna draft Red Critter. Why would she? She drafted Wario. If anything, I thought she was gonna draft Waluigi to have Wario and Waluigi Cam. She drafts Red Critter for some reason.
I think
No. If Rin had picked Waluigi, I think we would have been Yoshi Claus. I think
Like,
people would have gotten Yoshi Claus
would've-
way earlier.
Yeah, okay, it would have been earlier because, like, so yeah, it would have. So honestly, I don't know if it was better for me in the long run or the long run, but it was really annoying.
Yeah, so it's evident that Rin has caused a bit of chaos in the draft.
Yeah, Rin, and here's the thing. I've known Rin for a while. I don't know what plan she had going to the draft. When I heard the words Red Critter, I had to double take. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, that was the intention. Like, oh, Rin might know what she's doing. We are so screwed.
That was not the feeling I got when I heard Red Critter.
Well,
I think-
I think we just have to watch Rin and see what happens, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. So that was the and other than like Camroc getting Ice Garden, the draft played out relatively, and again,
As
besides Boomerang Broken, as expected. And then as soon as the draft ended, Trade Mania began.
And Reese
We-
quite literally told everybody, hey, my whole team's up for sale. Contact my coach.
How do you feel about that? How do you feel to basically manage talent relations? Are you feeling okay?
I'm all right. I'm very happy with the one trade that got through so far.
Of those trades, mind you, I think we're only going to talk about the trades that have gone through, because if we were going to go through over every single trade that was offered, we'd be here all night.
Yeah.
So there's only a few trades. There's only a few to go over.
Through the successful ones, yeah.
There's only a few to go over. So the first trade offer that was ever offered was Popcorn asking me for one of my blue Miis, because I ended the draft with 3 different blue Miis, and
Really
Popcorn was
bastard.
like, "Hey, can I have one of your blue Miis for Godzilla, my black Mii?" And it took a little bit of convincing, but after looking at my lineup, I was like, actually, a black Mii would actually be really beneficial. So we agreed to it. Popcorn got his own Mii back, and I got a black Mii in Godzilla. So Popcorn, did you really need a blue Mii?
Yes.
Who do you
Yes,
have on your
yes, I
team that
did.
needs a blue Mii? Oh, Boomerang Bro and Blue Yoshi.
Band-Aids. The
Band-Aid-
fucking Blue Yoshi, fuck that guy.
Oh yeah, by the way, Band-Aids is our nickname for Blue Dry Bones,
Yeah,
for the
yeah, okay.
record.
I can tell you why I needed a blue me. I need a link between Band-Aids and Boomerang Bro.
You need a
uh,
worlds.
what was that?
You need a link between worlds.
Yeah, sure, I need a link between worlds in this game where there's only 2 Zelda characters and I have none of them.
Dang.
I need a link
Dang.
between the 2 of them.
All right. All right. Let's while we're here, let's go over the rest of the Mii trades that don't mean a whole lot. The Revolutionaries traded Camroc to the Camroc crew in exchange for Rosalina. So Camroc is back
Actually-
on his own team.
I will comment on that. A quick comment.
Sure, go ahead.
I've been told the only reason from Gaza, the only reason he even chose me, because he knew I would want me, and he was pissed I chose Rosalina, basically. So he picked me, knowing full well that the trade was probably going to happen.
You're gonna pick
So-
Godzilla.
So Gaza just undid one of the things that went wrong for him in the draft. He just undid one of those things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
I,
it
I,
brings
honestly,
you-
I would have not made that trade, Camroc. You gave up the only
Really?
sign in me. You guys, the only female sign in me. So, and just for the
Ah.
just for someone who, yeah, I know it's you, but it's he doesn't have Chem with Chris McCoy if you play him.
Yeah, but I didn't have any like. I don't think that was make or break for me, to be honest. Looking at my team, like.
I guess.
Camroc, I don't even think you're gonna play the Cyan Mies, to be honest. I don't even think you're gonna
No.
play the Cyan Mies.
No, I just want
Exactly.
me and my team. I just want
Another
me and
me
my team.
trade that went through was the Penguins and the Chorus got to chatting. So the Penguins sent their, I think, one of their last picks.
It
Yeah,
was-
one of their
okay, I
last
can say-
picks. Mickey Mouse to Rin's team in exchange for Pauline. So
My
The
fucking
thing-
god! I do not understand why it took so much convincing to win. The fact that hey, we both have a male and a female red meat. There was literally no downside to both of us trading a male for a female. There was no downside, and I had to convince her this because at first she said no for no reason.
there is a reason. There is a reason, Popcorn. Rin brought it up during the draft. Her team name is called the Chorus, and Pauline was the only singer on the team.
Oh, that's great. I'm sure that'll do well when it comes to performance.
It's a
Damn.
flavor win, Popcorn. It's a flavor win.
I know it's a flavor win, but you play to win the game.
All right. Before we
You
go on
don't
to the
play
big
for
boy,
style points.
before moving on to the big boy drafts, we have the discussion of Camroc's little Ice Garden Odyssey. Camroc, how many people did you pitch an Ice Garden trade to? Because I know
Okay.
you did me, and I know you did Popcorn. Who else
So-
before you got a trade that was successful?
So first, Blaze, you were my first attempt because I saw you had DK. It's like, DK might as well for like.
Yeah,
try
and then I put you on full blast in the Discord. So I was like, get a
Yeah.
load of this guy.
Shit. And then I did popcorn. To be fair, my popcorn attempt was like, I know he's gonna say no. I'm not expecting him
I
to.
said no before he even typed
Yeah.
them in the message.
But I can tell you, I've
Popcorn.
messaged 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more people. Regarding this.
Jesus, who are those people? Who are those people? Because I actually need
It
to keep track
was-
of this.
It was TT,
Of course.
Rin, Reese, one and
And-
only, and Gaza.
I would have. You texted the who said text my coach for all trade matter.
Anyway, and then-
it's a bit sweet to pat him like, and just like, no, fucking hell, yeah, I know, I like Ice
So-
Gun. I'll make Phantom deal with it.
Funny enough, Reese said, "Watch the stadium." So he was open for the talk, but he was too late. But
I was-
actually, it was Rin who actually originally said no.
But
And but then she also said, as tempted as I am, you need to keep something to keep yourself in check. But then I said, imagine the chaos you'd bring though. And that was the turning point, because then she went like, fuck.
Rin has made her goal very clear. She's here to fuck around and find out.
And then and I said, you would do Wario proud. It would be a Wario thing to do. And that's when she said, fine.
So now Camroc's home stadium is now Bowser Castle, and Rin's home stadium is the Ice
But
Garden.
funnily enough, TT also said yes.
So you would have gone a new stadium anyway, regardless.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm
Jesus.
glad.
All right. Let's get into some trades that have some real meat on the bone to talk about. First off, the Knights and the Revolutionaries got to talking, and they decided to swap their 4th round picks, which was Dry Bones leaving the Knights to the Revolutionaries in exchange for the Revolutionaries' green Dry Bones. Now, I feel like this trade benefits both teams. Like, Gaza improves his chem well, here's the thing. I can't even say that because Gaza got rid of Dry Bones immediately. But for GDB on the
Yeah.
Knights specifically, what do we think about GDB on the Knights?
I also
If
think
GDB was on the Knights, I think it's better for him. I think it's
I-
better.
I generally think Gaz did better in trades than he did in the draft.
But yeah,
Yes.
but GDB on the Knights is really it's only an upgrade because the only white meat he had that one only had was Miku, and that doesn't
Like,
if he inserted Miku into the lineup, it's kind of just like it's just a weird just like note So if having just green dry bones is allow it's just his roster to be a lot more cohesive.
And the reason I brought up that talking about dry bones on the Revolutionaries was irrelevant was because somehow, and I don't know how Gaza managed to do this, Gaza convinced Lightning to trade him his third-round pick, Boo, in exchange for Dry Bones. All right, Dry Bones being on the Legionnaires bumps them up in the power rankings for me. Giving Bowser a
think
Dry
that
Bones to
works.
work with is shitting your pants terrifying.
Oh yeah, no. Dry Bones is one of the most consistent Bowser setups ever.
Yeah.
Like,
Popcorn, can you tell us all about the consistent Dry Bones Bowser setups that you used?
Yeah, I can tell you, it's good. It's just good. Like,
Bowser with Dry Bones is like putting crack next to an addict. It's never gonna go well.
Yeah. But I think with that happening, there's a lot of pressure now on Lightning to do well.
I mean, yeah,
He is,
this
he
going
is
to be correct.
expecting
Yeah,
to do well. And if he doesn't win, it'll almost seem as like a disappointment.
All
I
right,
mean,
but
you
also
can say
Boo,
that, but I mean,
Boo
I
joining
know,
the
it's
Revolutionaries
easy to say
though
that.
gives
It's easy to
them
say that, yeah.
Boo joining the Revolutionaries actually fixes a problem that Gaza's team had, which was pitching depth. Literally, the only planned pitchers he had was Wiggler and Birdo. Now he has a third, which is good.
yeah, Gaza, his whole, yeah, he wanted Boo. Like, Boo was the person he wanted third. It didn't matter which Boo. He just wanted a Boo to go to be his third pick. So, I think, let me see, I don't know if he messaged me, but, it was not ideal for him. Like, he definitely was a lot, he was mad at once the draft was done. He was very mad after the draft was over because, he needed Boo for his plan to like fully work out, and he was able to get Lighting, and I think it was a good trade between both of them.
I think it was a beneficial trade as well. And for the final trade that we're going to discuss before we take a look at like what the teams are going to be like going into week one, Phantom, you're being brought up again because you and Gaza got talking.
Oh no. I think this trade you need to go over the entire spreadsheet of what all happened.
Okay, so it started off with from what I all right, I have the stat sheet only updated for like official stats like that, like trades that are like locked in, because mind you, I'm keeping track of every single trade that's offered, and I have them be like either they're canceled, they're declined, or if they're accepted. If they're on hold, that's only temporary. So as far as I'm aware, the story started that Gaza got in talking with you about a potential trade for Blue Critter.
No. It
No,
was
it was the
Gaza.
Knights.
Yeah, it was the Knights who asked, do you want Red Pianta for Blue Critter? And I was like, thinking in my head, I can do something with that. But I want to wait till game 1 first. Talk with Reese about it. He agrees. I say we'll put this on hold. Gaza comes with me at 8 in the morning.
You gotta love European. You gotta love Europe. You gotta love being a European.
Let's go.
He said, do you want to do Blue Critter for Blue Pianta? And I'm like, I'll get back to you on that. I posted in the Discord. For the two teams wanting to trade me their Pianta for their Critter, are either of you willing to throw in a pick?
Wasn't it also going to be like a three-way draft? Is that what, a three-way trade, I should say? Would you guys were you I think at one point you were trying to organize a 3-team trade. Which is crazy.
The Knights were trying to organize it.
The Knights were the main players in that.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, they wanted to do Revolutionaries get Red Pianta, they get Blue Critter, I get Red Pianta. That was their thing. And I was like, I need more out of this than just the Pianta. I'm giving up Blue Critter. I need something else out of it.
So what was the difference maker?
It was simple. The Knights didn't want to offer me a better pick. They offered me their 5th. Revolutionaries offered me their 3rd. I took the 3rd.
So after that long, convoluted series of events, the Revolutionaries trade Blue Pianta and their 3rd round pick in season 2 in exchange for Blue Critter So let's talk about Gaza first. Gaza getting Blue Critter is... Ooh! I've got some choice words. I've got choice...
It's
like, bottom line is, Gaza's team, from the draft to now, Gaza's team has evolved a lot.
Yeah. As I said, I think
He somehow
Gaza did
he has
better.
somehow fixed up his pitch situation whilst not compromising his offense, because realistically he was just swapping out, in the long run, he was just swapping out GDB and Blue Pianta for Blue Critter. Like, Gaza is not compromised on offense because Blue Critter can show up, he could, but also the know-it-alls now have a extra draft pick to play with. So, Reese, I know it's way too early to be thinking about this, but the trade deadline is after week 7. Are you going to keep that draft pick going into season 2, or are you going to mortgage it off for a deal when the trade deadline occurs?
Well, I can't reveal all the cards in my hand, but let's just say if someone has a good enough trade, I might leverage that pick. I might.
I do think it's time to move on now. I think we've talked a
Yes,
lot about
it's time to
this.
talk about the week 1 matchups. I think to end the podcast, we'll briefly go over the week 1 matchups. So, in the week one of the Clueless Sluggers League, our first game is as follows. Where is the schedule? There is the schedule. Okay, so just going down the list we have here, we have the Gaza Revolutionaries playing a home game against the Whisper Know-It-Alls. Now, this game is really interesting, in my opinion. Like, there's 2 games that I think have all the eyes on it. This is one of them. Because you guys have been so active in trade conversations, even with each other. Phantom, how do you think the match is going to
go? Honestly, I think it's going to come down to the final inning, and I think it's genuinely a coin toss. I think regardless, it's coming down to the last inning. It's going to be a 1 run. It's either going to be a last chance win for the Revolutionaries, or the Know-It-Alls are going to hold out till the end.
Ooh, big.
Okay.
I think you might. I think that's the only advantage that I would leverage for your team, is that your team has slightly more firepower, but that's because you have KB and PD. So if they turn up, I could see you walking away with the win. But Gaza, never back out, never talk out Gaza. If I had to gun to my head, though, I think the Know-It-Alls are going to take it. What about you guys?
Interesting.
What are you
I
thinking?
think Gaza's going to take it.
Really?
I think Gaza will edge out the Know-It-Alls because I just have this feeling. I'll be honest. I just have this feeling.
You really think Blue Critter is going to put in that much of a shift?
So I can give you the reason why I think they're going to win.
Why?
Wigwar. This dude, I have played multiple games against Gaza as a team. Wigwar as a pitcher is so annoying. His
Really?
changeups are so low, and he gets a curveball his curveball's so good that it's just annoying to go up against. And then once Wigwar's off the mound, guess who's next? Fucking Birdo.
So you think the Revolutionaries' pitching prowess will be able to outmuscle the Know-It-Alls?
But yeah, there's a chance, and I think it's probably like a 60-40% chance that's the case.
And with the game taking place in Bowser Jr. Playroom, I mean, anything can flip and happen.
Yeah, that's not something Playroom has a pretty far wall.
Exactly.
It feels like it does.
Star PD can hit, and that's what I'm hopefully banking on.
All right, the next game, we have the Nashville Knights playing home at Yoshi Park against the Popcorn Penguins. Popcorn, how we feeling?
I'm feeling all right.
Are you kind of bummed that that Yoshi Park isn't your home stadium anymore?
Are you kidding me? I feel liberated. I have a stadium. I'm at Mario's. I have a normal stadium. All the sims I run here, I can basically just take that information and be like, okay, so I would work at Wario City, Yoshi Park, in DK Jungle, and Pop and Cruiser, because those walls are either shorter or the little factors that are there, they usually it's gonna suck. But I know like pound for pound, I can basically go toe to toe with anyone.
Yeah.
That is.
In my opinion, this match is going to come down to bros versus critters. That's the talk of the match, in my opinion.
And I'm just saying, All I've done so far, the Bros infield, it's very good.
Yeah, like having 2 bros in your infield is schnasty. Like it is
So,
disgustingly good to have 2 bros in your outfield. I do think. All right, I'm gonna say I think Popcorn's gonna win it by a little bit of a margin.
I think I would agree. I think Popcorn is just going to edge it.
Yeah, same here.
All right, moving on. We have, thankfully, not an Ice Garden game. We have the Camroc crew playing a home game of Bowser's Castle against the meme Lilies. Camroc, this is your big moment. It's the green team it's green versus brown. Pick your side.
I think I think there's a lot of eyes on me for this game because people are probably expecting me to win. So
I mean, to be fair, you are at a lot of people's power rankings solely because you have great pitching options, you have power, and most importantly, you have perfect chem across the board because your 2 brown Miis link the Stooges, Monty Goomba and Paragoomba with your Kongs.
yeah, but Sluggers, anything can happen. So it'll be interesting to watch.
Do you think you'll beat the Lilies?
I think I'll beat the Lilies, but not in a big outcome as people may expect.
Really? Popcorn, what are you thinking?
I think it'll be a closer game than people will think.
All right, Popcorn, what are your
I think
thoughts?
the Lilies are gonna win.
The Lilies, really? Whammer?
Dude, I did a
Is it
sim
Whammer
against
time?
Camroc. I won 28-9.
Oh, Jesus.
Dang.
Sims mean nothing. Sims mean nothing because you don't know why.
Sims mean nothing when but then you realize I was doing the exact. Really, the only difference is that one of them between real games and Sims, one of them actually counts.
Exactly.
I do think
save it until it
Camroc
counts.
might.
We'll save it till it counts. That's what we're doing. We're saving it until it counts.
Yeah, sure.
I will. I am going to say Camroc's going to win. Phantom, what about you?
For me, I think Camroc has it. And not because Phillies is a weak team. I think Camroc's team is slightly stronger.
Alright, that's fair.
Alrighty.
Yeah, that's fair.
Moving down the list, we have a home game at my home stadium, DK Jungle. It's my first game back on a Sluggers League, and I'm against Bowser again.
Yeah.
It's the Angels versus the Legionnaires. I'm gonna be real, lads. I don't know if I'm confident about this one or not. It's because Bowser.
I'll be honest. I don't think you're winning this one.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't think I'm winning. I'm gonna be real. I don't think I'm winning this one either. Like the thing is with my team is that my team is all about defense. Like I have on average a 4-string pitching rotation and like 8 out of 9 chemistry across the board. But I have no dedicated power hitter. The closest one I have is Dark Bones. That's the closest I have to a power hitter.
And, yeah. And also,
So,
defense mean nothing when Bowser's on the team.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Bowser, like you can have like the best defense in the world. Bowser can just shit all over you.
Oh,
I don't think I'll beat.
On what stage again?
It's
Jungle.
DK Jungle.
Yeah, no, you're not winning that. You're not winning.
As much as I want to like hype up my return to a popcorn-led Sluggers League, I don't think I'm beating Lightning this go around. I think Lightning's gonna rock my shit for 7 innings.
Yeah.
I think this game will be every Sluggers League has it, the week 1 slaughter. I think this game's that week 1 slaughter.
21-5, fucking ASA 21-5 type shit.
Yep.
All right, and the final game of week 1, and I think this is another very interesting match given the teams that are playing. At Luigi Mansion, home game for the Tacticians, it's the Tacticians against the Chorus. This match is really interesting.
I believe this is the match to watch in this week, to be honest.
Yeah, because
this one, you sure?
Yes, I am. And I'll tell you what. I think these two is the match to watch because, like, we're all saying the other people worse, but we don't know how Rin's going to work, and we don't know how TT is going to work out. It's 2 teams we are unsure of, and we could be proven wrong in this match, or we could be proven right.
Like, again, TT doesn't have every toad in the game on his team anymore. He only has 2 toads.
Yep. But for me, I think this is straight slap city. We are not seeing anything home runs.
This is I think it's gonna be a very slap heavy,
Where
low
is this?
scoring kind of game.
Where
It's
is
at
this
Mansion.
stadium?
It's Mansion.
Yeah, no, it's not being a home run here.
There's not.
You can
If
better
you
get
look
home
at your,
runs here with people who actually get hit home runs. You're not getting a home. You're not gonna. You're not seeing a baby Mario home run.
We might
No.
see a Baby Mario sweep, though. We might see the Baby Mario sweep.
Yeah, you may see a baby Mario inside the park home run, because he can run fast. And if like a power goes his way, then sure, maybe. Not to mention the
Fucking-
ghosts.
fucking Bill like Pete Wheeler. Let's start with Popcorn. Popcorn, who do you think wins this between the Tacticians and the Chorus?
TT.
All right.
Like,
Is it because
I mean, he knows how to play with his team, and again, I'm looking at Vince's team right now. Does not inspire confidence.
Yeah,
Like,
I think
at all.
I'm with TT as well because I think it'll take, in my opinion, it'll take Rin a few weeks to get used to the team.
Yeah, because like this
Yeah.
is the first time Rin has ever led a Sluggers team by herself from the beginning.
Yeah, and plus, in the last thing we did, she had a team with both Petey and Wiggler, and she did not put Petey at the infield until the week she was eliminated.
Yeah, so I think it'll take a while for Ren to like settle in. Before...
Yeah, as much as I want to hype up Rin because she's a really good friend of mine, I think she's gonna. I think as much as it hates me to say this, I think Rin's gonna be in for a rude awakening against the Toad team. I think TT's gonna take it.
You know what? No, I'm rooting for the underdog here. I'm rooting for Rin here. I think.
You think Red Critter and Wario is gonna pull through?
I
It's not
think
gonna be
Red.
Mario.
I mean,
I think
it could
no.
happen. It could happen.
I think Red Critter is going to. I think Red Critter's going to pull up and show out. I think genuinely, Red Koopa might actually put in.
Koopa the Killer. Koopa the
No.
Killer.
No, this guy he has his own nickname. No, he has his own nickname.
Wait. What's his own nickname? What's his nickname?
I'll figure it out. I'll tell you when I figure it out. But I like having my nicknames separate from other leagues. So it gives them more of an identity.
That's true.
All right, fair enough.
I think Red Koopa, he's gonna put in some work. He's gonna just hit him down. And what's interesting to me though is where is Rin putting the star?
Yeah.
Is she going to star Wario?
Ooh, Wario. I think for this game, I think she's gonna put the star on Wario.
I think I'd be shocked.
I think she should start Red Critter. Because if she wants any chance of a ball getting close to the wall, she'll need to start Red Critter and have, because she can get like boosted chem with him. Red Critter may be a girl. Who knows?
Who knows? So that's
I
what
think-
the league is looking like going into. All right,
And
camera
I think
finish.
for the final word, we should all like predict the overall winner at the very end. Who do we think is going to win the whole thing?
Right now, I think it's Camroc. I think Camroc. This is not the pick I think is gonna win. This is the pick I want to win. Camroc, I want you to go all the way, man. I want you to go all the way. Camroc, this is your time. You have actually figured out Chem. You are locking in. This is the best team you've ever had. Please
Yeah.
do not screw this up.
I think I will find a way to screw this up. So I do think Lightning's
Yeah,
gonna win.
knowing you'd fuck this whole thing 6 ways to Sunday. But I'd like to
Because, like-
believe that you've got your head on
Like,
your
I,
on a swivel.
like in the last league, I was predicted to be in the final with the thing, but in the semifinal, I crumbled. It was a
Yeah, that's the
crumbling.
thing. You need to get over the postseason jitters. Your team cracks under the stress of the stress of the postseason. You need to whip the Stooges into shape, man.
I know. So
I think
Popcorn, who do you
Camroc's. I think this is Camroc's time. This is the year of the Camroc.
Popcorn, who do you think
Camroc's
is going to
gonna
win?
be like the protagonist, but I think when it comes down to the wire, we're gonna see Camroc. He's making the finals. I think right now the Penguins are also gonna be there, and I think it's gonna be the Penguins in the closest game.
Interesting.
It's gonna be
Popcorn,
like
Ooh.
it's gonna be what's the series of? Is it best of 5 or best of 7?
Best of 5. The World Series is best of 5.
It's gonna be 2-2. I think Camroc loses by 1 run in the 9th inning of the
interesting.
5th game.
God, it's gonna be amazing when we do the podcast after the World Series. And it's like Camroc, we told you so.
And Popcorn, who do you think is going to win?
I can tell you
Uh,
that. I don't know because I have watched the NFL for 10 years, and typically you cannot predict who's going to win it all before the first game's
Yeah.
even played. So I'm not even going
Yeah.
to dignify that with the response.
That is
All right.
valid.
Hopefully we get this podcast out before we could probably get this podcast out before week 1 begins, so
Yeah.
GMs know what some people are saying. But lads, do you think we're gonna leave it there for the first episode?
I think that's all we need to say.
All right, so thank you all for tuning in.
I'm
to the
playing
first
Miles right now. I'll be
episode
honest.
Thank you all for tuning into the first episode of the CSL Scoop. Next time we'll be catching you after the first week of proper games. So see you all there, everybody.